So it looks like it's on.
Can't check right now.
Yes, it looks like it's working. Hello, world. I think I got it right. Evening, Tony. He's not here yet, but I'm going to say good evening, Tony, anyway. Hello, can you hear me? See? G'day, Tony. How are you? I'm trying this through StreamYards on the laptop. Because I've been having.
You go through YouTube last time, so what are you saying?
You got to go through Streamlabs to go through YouTube. That's why it gets a bit confusing for old people like me. Made a hearty stew tonight. Went down a treat. Not sure how I invite people up. I think I've got to use that URL at the top.
Yes, you copy and paste it.
Somehow. Probably the best way for me to do it would be send that URL to you. Then anyone with the emails that you've got, you could send it to them.
Yeah, but you'll eventually need to do it as well.
Yeah, but I don't know.
It's just easier.
Tony says, happy birthday to Mrs. Seeds.
Thank you. Easier that you do it while you're on your computer.
I don't have the email, so that's what I
No,
just
I
said.
know. I have to give it to you. I know you don't have
That's
the
okay.
emails.
I could invite Tony up. But I do know what you sound like, Tony. And your giggling wife. They go back in time a long way. You certainly had a cackling in that video from a long time ago. Now, I think it's the same chat board here as it is on YouTube. So I don't need to go to YouTube because there's going to be a lag, of course. Just going to play with buttons, see what this button does. Share screen to see how this light is unique. Not sure what that does. I'm pressing buttons I probably shouldn't. So we'll go back to that one. Yes. Not quite got the hang of this yet. But we will eventually. Let's watch over there. So you see the lag in a sec. That's the YouTube side. So that's probably about 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Here we get it live. Don't think we've got Tony's email anyway, have we?
No.
No. So I couldn't send him a link.
I can tell you that I heard from Link.
Oh, Tony, are you still there? We have an update on Link, if you'd like to know. Okay, briefly, Link's doing fine. It's been a bit busy doing other stuff. But all's well. He hasn't fallen off the perch. And he hasn't married baby cat. But yeah, he's doing okay. We got an email of him today. Well, the wife did. So that's good. If he wants to let us know anything else, Blink, by all means let us know, but we don't divulge personal information. Just how you're going and what you're up to. That's how we do it here. Let's see if any of the regulars roll in. Mind you, it is, what is it? It is Monday night here, so it's Monday morning elsewhere. Lots of people have been going to work, I imagine. How's New South Wales going? Keeping the numbers down? Hopefully. 96. Is that the IQ of?
I always do it by one tiny puts.
Oh, I see.
I didn't even put it in today. Gee.
No, he didn't.
Are you giving up on that, Tony?
I was in the baby cat now.
So I have to go Tony baby cat then.
Yeah. This tobacco keeps going out. Let's have a look at the news. I was just asking how New South Wales were going. I suppose I should check myself.
Oh, JP. Who's this JP?
JP, is that a justice of the peace? It's 3/4 time.
Yeah, just one word.
Free, way to go.
One word from the other week, JP. Freo, eh?
What?
Well, I won the other week. Last week or the week before,
I think
Freo.
you won 3 now.
Yeah.
I don't know what the score is tonight, but I think they were doing okay.
46-18. Yay!
Freo, low scoring game.
Okay. You just go ringing.
Yeah, that's good. I'm just reading an article. Australian families are taking their elderly parents out of aged care into the home, which is a good idea. Pretty smart.
So how you been, JP?
There we go. You both would have enjoyed the trip yesterday. Went to several vineyards, microbreweries, had a good lunch. You've been coping. That's good. Hope your health's good. Just trying to see if you're leaning forward.
No, because I don't want to be on.
So is that why you're leaning forward?
Yeah.
Is that called paranoia? Or?
That always want to be on.
It's because you're older now, is that why?
Yeah.
Oh, I understand. Fair enough. All right, Tony, have a good one, mate. Take care.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you how your garden's going, JP. We've ripped out. We've had I think I nearly finished off the spinach and the beef stew I made tonight. There's a bit left, but we've taken the rest of the carrots out. All the broccoli's finished. Lettuce is finished. And now I've just dug over the gardens and we're just letting them just lay around doing nothing for about 3 or 4 weeks because we're going to plant a whole heap of seedlings tomatoes, cukes, pumpkins, watermelons. It's that time of the year, prep time for springtime, summer crops. I like me homegrown tomatoes. My daughter-in-law is very keen on gardening, so she's going to come round. I'm going to show her what she should plant, whatever she wants to eat, but you know how she should plant them. Wow, that seems late. Broccoli just starting to show. We had good harvest. I've got a heap full in the freezer. And it's just started to show. You mean cauliflower or broccoli? Because you did talk about cauliflower before. You can still grow lettuce. Chuck that in now. They go all right. You can still grow pak choy, bok choy. Normal cabbage you can still get away with now. It's just when the heat turns, all those things will bolt. I've got onions coming on nice. Spring onions. Yeah, it just seems you get colder weather than we do. And we're good size. I don't know how many packets are. A blanched heap of them.
It's the soil.
Probably 6 or 8 big bags. Enough for the pair of us for a feed each time we want to get broccoli. But I've got a whole heap of half wine barrel looking barrels. They're handmade by an old fella. He's 75. Yeah, he said you had grubs attacking. Yeah, no, the garlic chili spray always works. My daughter was panicking. She had aphids all over her broccoli. Hello, Patty. And I said, use the bloody spray I gave you. And she went, oh, yeah. She went over there and she said, they're all falling off. They're all dying. I said, yeah. When you see the bug, spray. But yeah, so we're prepping. What have we got left in there? Bit of pak choy.
Oh,
A little bit. I'm letting a couple of them go to seed to get seeds out of them because they're beautiful looking plants.
spring onions, red onions,
Plenty of herbs still.
and the herbs.
But yeah, she's prep time for the big time. Summer crops. And I've got another 8 big half wine barrels. And I'm going to grow me watermelons out of them. Put them in there, let them trail over.
So you can control them.
Yep, rock melons, watermelons, cukes. They'll all be just draping over the top of these half wine barrels. Because they're just, it's easy to do that. What you do is when they start going everywhere, you just get the broom and push them up in a line. And they behave. And when you start getting melons or watermelons, you just get some cardboard, put them underneath. Because we've got pavers, as you know. So put a bit of cardboard when the melons are about so big, and then they don't get to any brown spot. And when did they don't get a lot? Well, yeah, you need, if you've got a poor amount of sun, see broccoli in particular, they need full sun. They don't do well in half sun. But raised garden beds, I don't know, I'm sure you can get them in Sydney. We get them here.
Just do a little video, John. Send it the seeds or send in photos.
Well,
you got it.
there's an easy way to find out where your sun comes up and down. And this is the lowest time of the year. It's not the shortest day of the year, but it's pretty close. It's just past. But you find out where the sun gets up in the morning, where a shadow hits the ground, put a little rock. A couple of hours later, another rock. A couple of hours later, another rock. You just have to do that once, and you can see the arc on where the lowest amount of sun you'll get during the year, because this is winter. And then during summer, of course, the sun moves up higher. So everything in the shadow that you first see will be having sun shortly. So don't get, like I say, most plants want full sun. Most. Some, like you get away with some herbs, they're pretty tolerant. But things that need the photosynthesis to take place, like broccoli. Broccoli sticks its leaves out like big solar panels. Just you get a day off, mate, definitely do that little stone exercise for me. Pick wherever you see a shadow is going to be cast by the sun between morning and midday. And then you can mark it. You'll find you'll have an arc on your ground where it is. And wherever it's in shadow, it will eventually in another couple of months be in sunlight. But that's for your summer crops. But if you can spot it now where you're getting your winter sun, then you know where you need to move your raised garden beds to get more of it. No biggie, really. And sometimes you might be missing out on a side garden where the sun comes up around the side of your house in an area where you wouldn't think they'd grow, but they end up getting a fair bit of sunlight. So you got to do the observations. Where's the sun coming up? How much sun am I getting? Like in summer, in winter, I get a little bit of less sun around the garlic and the herbs, but they can tolerate that. But as the sun gets higher and higher, all my garden will be exposed to the sun for a good 6 to 8 hours. So I know I don't need to move it unless we want to change to the design down the back of the garden. What have you been up to, Patty? Should be starting the footings on our front fence tomorrow. That'll be good. What's the YouTube side of things doing? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm using StreamYards. And I'd forgotten the code, so I had to get another code to get in. Are you up for a while, Jono? Are you going to bed shortly? Because we could send you a link if you want to have a natter. It's a lot easier to have a conversation. Looking for a new job? It's good. I still hope you're taking some time off for yourself, though. You deserve it. I just read US passes 5 million cases. That's staggering. That's a fifth of Australia's population. I'm just reading the news, not ignoring news.
I just read something.
Let's have a look. She just said she's looking for a new job. I know something else. You have an offer, but it's full-time, and I'm just not sure if I want to work full-time. I'm sure you would be. Hello, Bob Evans. How are you, Mr. Toolbox? Trump 2020. Is that for Guantanamo Bay, or maybe he's going to be living in Russia somewhere? That'd be a nice place. You have lunch with Putin every day. He's not going to win, Mr. Toolbox. Not a sparrow's fart chance at all, sadly. Well, like I say, maybe they take you on part-time, Patty. That might be the go. So I think you were working Mind you, your part-time in your last job was just about full-time, Paddy, though you never got paid for the hours. Bob, you need to get out more, son. That's all I can say. Seriously. If this is the best dream you've ever seen, you've obviously been kept in a cage below ground for a very long time. We're a very boring website. We just catch up with friends and have a natter. Oh, it's a pandemic, all right. So let me see, Mr. Toolbox. Let me have a guess where you're coming from. It's caused by 5G, or it's been made in a lab somewhere. Hello, VMAC. We were thinking of you yesterday as we were chomping through all the chocolate. Yeah, so it wasn't really a part-time job. You were part-time paid, but you were full-time basically. I think we wouldn't have got VMAC out of that chocolate shop.
No, VMAC, it was heaven.
Did you see my maple bacon truffle? It was good. No, Bob, but if you bend over, I can shove it up your ass without any effort at all. Just lean over, son. There you go, Bob. Breathe, breathe. Actually, I put it in backwards.
Stop it.
You might even be able to puff on it.
Stop swearing.
But you're welcome to try and insult me because I really don't give a rat's ass. Your chocolate stash needs to be replenished, I'm sure. But no, you wouldn't believe it. There's mountains of the stuff. I don't know whether you saw the video. There was a big barrel, what they call Quokka chocolate. Now, Quokka is a cute little rat-looking thing over at the Rottnest Islands. So, but it's just, I don't know, what was it, 10 kilo? Just one of the box.
Yeah, show her that. Have some little
And,
ones.
and that's
some of the
stolen chocolate beads from the actual factory. You can see the factory. I didn't take any video of the factory. Did you?
The factory.
Behind where you got your truffles was a big glass window and you could see all the chocolate down there.
I didn't know that. We missed that. How did we miss? Whereabouts?
You know where you got the truffles?
Yeah.
And you know where the cafe on the end
Yeah.
was? Glass went right up to the edge. Massive. You could see everything. I didn't say anything because I thought you would see it.
We've got to go back to
Chocolate wheel was going around. Different things were being made.
Have a good video for you. Yeah, he is Santa.
Am I Santa?
Yeah.
I'm probably more of a rogue reindeer. You know, a bit of attitude.
Oh, well, we'll just go back to the chocolate factory to film that then.
I'll wait till VMAC gets here. Of course, we won't get her out of there.
VMAC, it is very good chocolate. It is good quality chocolate.
Let me try one. I've got
bird seat up from behind the chair today.
some dark ones. Is it dark chocolate? Or?
No, it's milk chocolate.
It's milk chocolate.
And white chocolate.
A bit like Belgian chocolate, just melts. Doesn't
It
it?
just melts in your mouth. No, cool kids don't vape. There's no scientific proof that vaping is any safer than smoking a normal cigarette.
Illegal to vape in my state, apparently. So where are you from, Bob? Which part of the world are you from? I'm guessing the United States with a name like Bob Evans Show. They had some there, I know you said that before, you like the dark chocolate. They had caramel dark chocolate, and you could actually see the little crusts of sea salt on it.
Are you saying look up that there is scientific proof that vaping is better than cigarettes? No, there's not. If you go look properly and research, vaping can be just as not good for you as normal cigarettes. Unless, even the vaping without the tobacco.
Smoking's not good for you.
Because you're putting liquid in your
Let's be
lungs.
honest. I would never advocate, Mr. Toolbox, that smoking is good for you at all.
He has a 3. Well, Jono BMAC, because I've got my hands full of chocolate. You've both got wrenches.
There's the overlord eating all of your chocolate, Beamer.
You have the power.
You are brain dead. Thank you very much, Bob. It's very
There you go.
kind of you.
Yeah, who got him? Who got him? BMAC or JP?
Oh, I don't mind playing with them for a while.
Oh, come on, you don't play with, what's his name? And he hasn't been back.
Well, no. I mean, vape is better than smoking. Okay. I've got no argument either way, mate. Both of them can't be good for you.
Who got that one? Yay, VMAX. You haven't used the wrenches for a while, eh?
I saw,
I
did see a scientific report, so it's scientifically based in research, that vaping has a lot of problems because you've got all the micro, tiny little bubbles going into your deep parts of your lung. But I don't see much difference than smoking. So I'm not the one to judge on that. I just know if asked by young children, should I vape or smoke, I would say neither.
That's right. We know it's not good for you. Blah, blah, blah. And vaping is not better than smoking.
I think anything sticking in your lungs, and I'm smoking, can't be good for you. My grandfather was 104 though and smoked cigars every night and drank his own homemade whiskey. But I reckon it killed him in the end at 104.
What do you say, VMAC?
Maybe he's, maybe he's in the Betty Ford clinic and he's been doing the right thing.
I don't quite understand that statement, Mr. Toolbox.
Not sure about your vocabulary, Mr. Toolbox. But have fun, cause Sig giveth a good nick. Okay. So you're starting to hear a lot more planes take off around here lately.
Wow.
Mr.
Okay.
Toolbox is a
What
legend.
sort of videos?
899 subs.
And videos, what
You're
sort?
just about on the borderline of being an international celebrity, Mr. Toolbox. Make it 900. How do we do that? Well, you're going to pay me. Fair enough. My normal going rate to sign up to someone is around $2,000 Australian, which is only about $1,000 US. Then every now and then you slip in another 100 every month. I'll make a comment. Only fair. They'll come. Don't panic, Mr. Toolbox. Your subs will just come naturally, eventually. The next apparently not going to sign up, which is okay. They've got independent right. You know, you get those people that go onto your channel, leave messages like, "Hi, I love your videos. I've signed up to your channel. Will you sign up to mine?" And I always reply saying, no. I just don't do it. How old are you? I'm actually 75. Check those hands out. Not one little shake involved. Look at that. Steady as a rock. I'm a surgeon.
If you're being real, Mr. Toolbox, and you're only 11, VMAC, Jono, go for it.
If you are 11,
block.
Mr. Toolbox, you automatically must leave. And I'll ask you to leave now, but in 30 seconds you'll be removed by one of the... Sorry, you're not permitted to be here. Bye-bye.
Oh, he makes things on his channel. Okay.
That's good, but you're not permitted to be here.
If you're 11.
And I'm not being mean, but this is for older people. So I hope you have a good time, Mr. Toolbox, but you need to be on channels that are child-related. Even though at 11 you probably think you're a young man or a young woman, but that's not how the law looks at it. So, Mr. Toolbox, enjoy your channel, grow it, make millions of dollars. I hope you do.
Yeah.
Right, I'm just sending VMAC a link so she can read us a story. I'm just getting that process done now. Here's the email, VMAC dark chocolate salty nibbly bits at canada.com. Right, just sent it.
That's just choking on chocolate.
I remember years ago, we always had a channel on Power Talk that was to do with solar panels, growing your own food, things like that.
Very much.
I am relaxed. And we had this, we thought was a guy, and he spoke really well. Apparently he was 12, was into gardening and all that, but the channel was rated a bit higher, so unfortunately we had to let him go. I don't see Bob.
You don't see Bob.
Not on, did Bob say something? Here we go, yeah, Bob Evans. This is what I don't do, Bob. I'll answer you. I love your videos. I have signed up in your channel. Would you sign up to me? No. I've never chased any subs ever.
And what are you going on about?
I
You
don't
know,
know.
sometimes you get in a funny mood where you just want to stir.
Be playful?
Or, yeah, stir.
That's fine. We don't mind playful.
Or we couldn't be bothered. Well, that's the mood that Mystic Angel is in.
Mr. Toolbox, welcome back. Unfortunately, I'll do the deed from here. Hide user on this channel. Sorry. Mr. Toolbox, if you've got some more accounts, bring them up. Plenty of people here can. Well, he is now, because he said he was 11. No, the filter please do all too. So that's how it works, Bobs. We go by what people say. How old are you, Bob? Doesn't matter if Mr. Toolbox is 57, Bob. He said he was 11. Hello, Scarlett. And as such, I'll take it as he's 11. That's how it goes. You're 9, Bob? Well, I don't normally do this, but see you later. Come back in about 9 years. You'll be good to go.
Joe just timed him out, but you get him.
I've hidden him. So you're probably not 9, but you said you were 9. So we're doing the proper community thing. We get lots of people come and play, but they don't play for long.
That's fine, but just sometimes it's like, yeah, whatever. I'm choking on the little chocolate now.
How you been, Scarlett? We had rip-roaring weather, like blowing its bum off all day.
You'll be 21 today, Ben Mac.
21.
I'm 29. I'll be older than you.
We went to these wineries and I was tasting a few of the white wines, but they were horrible.
Yeah, they weren't.
And out of, I don't know, because I didn't drink a lot. I just sip, and then they have a bucket you can tip it into. You've had one, Jono.
I said each place we tasted something like 6 different wines.
Or at least,
6
yeah.
to 8 different wines.
But predominantly they were whites,
white.
weren't they?
They were mainly white, and
There was a nice reserve Merlot, which I thought was okay. In 18, I'm 6 years old. I'm glad you took the time to visit us.
yeah.
But guess what?
Just ban him, Jono.
Yeah, I'll let you do it, Jono. Hidden. We're going to get a few of them now. You know how these games play out. It's all good.
Yeah, I'm just not a white wine person.
No, and they weren't very nice, even.
The
Probably the
Margaret
best
River,
one, which I thought was not good.
the Margaret River wine's better. But that's sort of not good to say when we went to our local wineries, but one that's 3 hours away actually has better wine.
Yeah. It's humid again. Oh, that's no good. Yes. Hello and goodbye. We get nights where we get half a dozen, 10. I think I had 20 one night that come in and played the games.
Yes, we know that feedback.
But the law under YouTube states clearly from Google that if someone says they're a juvenile, whether they're a juvenile or not, and they've said it, it's your duty to remove them. I don't make the rules.
Very rich chocolate.
Did you finish all of it?
Yes.
It's all gone, VMAC. I only had you short like 3 or 4 bits. It's all gone.
I mean, obviously that person coming back saying in 18, when age is all right, but they just made another account.
Have you been watching the Three Gorges Dam in China? No, I saw the initial damage that it was causing and the expectation of major damage. But it was always a bad idea, the Three Gorges Dam. It was a terrible idea.
Oh,
I'm not sure how many millions of people were displaced just for the fact that they built the dam. Yeah, there's structural issues with 2 of them, apparently. But it was a bad idea.
Yeah, that's right, Ben.
Yeah, we don't. I've with them over the years. Do the same sort of thing. I had a strange phone call today. I forgot to tell you. It was, what did they say? You have been listed by Home Security, something to do with like Homeland Security. But they said Home Security, and you need, if you press 1, we'll put you in contact with an FBI agent.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, so I just
We don't
put
even,
the phone
do
down.
we even have Homeland Security,
No.
FBI in Australia?
No,
Well,
no, it's obviously a scam.
Oh my God, you should have recorded it.
Yes, what did they win by? Up there.
Yes, 48 to 32, just one word, John.
Oh, no, they were coming back then.
Fremantle.
No, let's just do another word. West Coast.
No.
Where the Eagle. They're going all right, actually. They're surprising me with how they're really doing well so far.
That's because I've been putting vibes out there to them. That if they don't pull their socks up, I'll come and train them.
Who, the Eagles?
No, Fremantle.
Right. Okay. But you still get, even now and then you get these phone calls, don't you? Hi, we're calling you to find out about your recent accident. Another scam. They'll try anything.
I mean, that's a classic. It's never had one like that before.
Yeah, that's right. They work on probably Skype or something similar, auto dial. There's lists of numbers you can buy. It's a well-known fact. You can buy numbers in their thousands. You click them into an auto dialer. And there's always a sucker somewhere that they hook up. I did hear one guy say once that he got caught. He pressed 1 or 3, what they were telling him to do, and then the phone just died down. Didn't think much about it. Somehow they got access to use his phone to make calls. He got like a bit of a bill. He had calls about my student loan, but I never took a loan out. 50 years. Geez, you must owe a lot of money in 50 years, Scarlett. People will try and scam you out of anything. It's mainly information they're after. We used to play with the Microsoft ones. It's good fun. Hello, George. We realised your computer has got infection. We can help you. And I'd say, Doris, is that you? I'm calling from Microsoft and we can help you. You need to let me have access to your computer. Doris, is that you, dear? Are you coming around this afternoon? I haven't seen you. And then you hear someone in the background. No, Doris has been dead for 6 years. Doris is calling me from the grave. No, don't worry about it. And you'd hang up.
Some of the calls.
So I had fun with them.
Yeah, sometimes. Or if they say hello first, you can tell straight away it's a scam call. And we've said hello, City Morgue, and they just sort of go quiet for a second. Don't know what to say to you.
Yeah, no local sheriff's office, but hold the line. We'll put you through. Did see, mind you, homeless people in Australia having like cappuccinos and breakfast. And they had their bit of a gear that they were carrying, weren't they? But
Where was that?
they're pretty wealthy homeless people.
I know I saw people buy them a drink.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Because we would have done the same.
But we were outside, didn't go inside the Apple shop. We were actually in town for another reason. So we went over and had a coffee and what are they called? Krispy Kreme.
Cream donut.
Well, I've had one. And yeah, so they were just hanging around. But all the Apple staff inside and out, they had security. Everyone wore a mask inside. There's no virus in my state, but they're still following procedures for all their stores.
That's because the Apple store can get so crowded.
Yeah.
That's why.
But we had a good dose of winter over the last couple of days. Lots of rain and wind. Yesterday just didn't see the sun. Well, we saw the sun for about 5 minutes. But other than that, it was pretty much gloom. I think I only got 5 kilowatt of solar power yesterday. Mind you, it was just grey all day, so that's not bad, I suppose.
Yeah, we didn't have much sun today either, but the lights have come on.
Yeah. Obviously had enough of a burst. So I'm using Streamlabs because I wanted to practice. And when I went into Streamlabs to come on, they said, you need a new code.
What does GM?
6 killed in the storm and you're still without power in certain areas.
Wow. That's
Oh,
not
we
good.
get, yeah, we just don't let anyone in. You know, if you don't have a snake in the room, you don't get bitten. So I feel sorry for Victorians. New South Wales is suppressing. I hope that they can get it down to where they were a couple of months ago. But Victoria's shut shop. Everyone's staying home. They're all getting paid. When they do a lockdown like they do in Victoria and like they did in the rest of Australia, everyone gets money.
Grand final, right, yeah.
Well,
WA will get the grand final.
no, I don't think so. And I don't think they should. I think probably that the venue that should have it is probably in the middle of Australia. I think Adelaide. I think that's fair for everyone if you're in Queensland and you're in the final, or Melbourne team by chance, or West Australian team. It's the centre of the country. It's relatively safe. So that's what I would suggest. Even though I'm a West Aussie and I'd love to have it here, it probably, look, I mean, John, I think the best answer is whoever finishes on top should have the grand final.
I think I did quite well taking that photo.
Is that of the vine?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I'll show them. Wife's got a special little thing on her camera. Apparently I've got it too, but she knows how to use it better. This is a special effect of a vine with black background. Don't know if you can see it properly. That looks pretty cool. That was the middle of the day.
Yeah.
So you'll have to show me how to do those settings. I'm not sure.
There's a
Hang on, let me finish my smoke rolling first. Righto. What am I looking at now?
It's basically the same one.
Oh,
but with
same photo, but just with the daylight.
different setting.
Oh, I don't know what I'm looking at here.
in a different setting.
So that's the same, but a different setting. Some of these vines are well over 120 years old. Easy. Wouldn't mind knocking one off, actually. Like I asked them next time if I can take a grape, the seedless grape they use. What's that one? I can't think of the name of it. You get a big old vine and stick it in one of them pots, it'll go berserk.
Yeah.
It'd be great. Just an eating grape, not a wine grape.
How come they got the boot there, mate? JP,
Yeah, hockey in August seems a bit strange, doesn't it?
JP reckons
What was the team that got boot?
I'm not sure what grape it is, Scarlet. I didn't ask.
No, I'm trying to think. It's not called Thompson. It's like a Sultana grape. It's white, seedless, and I know we can get them. I just want to get the pot organised and where it's going to be situated.
All right, JP.
Happy Leafs
month.
Elimination Day. I think Leroy's having a go at you.
In a month, JP.
Edmonton Oilers. Well, that's not. Is that what they're called? The Leafs. Look, all the major sports around the world, we've got to be brutally honest. It's so fragmented. There's conditions where they can and can't play. Some are pulling out. So this year, whoever wins, good luck to all of the sports and all the winners. But I don't think, even in my code of Australian rules football, there's teams that aren't going to be home for 12 weeks. They're away somewhere safe playing. And that's not a normal season. There's a home ground advantage if you've got it in your state all the time.
Oh, okay. Put some impressions on.
You're waiting for everyone to say good night.
Oh, okay. Jono.
Good night, Johnny.
Good night. Sleep well. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Golden raisins. Sounds cool.
What else can we say, Jono? Sleep well. Sweet dreams.
Yeah, we have currants. Yep, we have currants. We have all types of. We have native currant bushes as well as imported. Actually, in the colder parts of, like Tasmania, has heaps of things like that: raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, elderberries. What's those red currant ones called? I know they're red currants, but they're called something. They're quite yum. I'm not sure when our two teams are meeting again, Jono, but condolences to you in advance.
Oh, Leroy, you have to say goodnight to Jono. He's waiting for individual good nights.
We've got to sing a song to Jono. What sort of Elvis song would you like, Jono?
Okay, and the weather update.
Weather update. Cool and cold.
Bloody freezing.
I shall do a song. I don't know which one he would like. Let's do.
I know, does it have to be an Elvis song? Just sing a new sexy thing.
I can do this one. Are you ready, Johnny?
Not too long we went. What's the name of the stream?
Are you there, Johnny? Love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go. The Leafs never won a game all year, but that's half the fun. Good night, Johnny. Sleep tight, and remember, tomorrow they're coming to arrest you. That's right. I heard it on a phone call today. Stand by. Press 1 for the FBI.
Yeah, because we had Homeland Security ringing.
They did.
Maybe.
No, it wasn't Homeland Security. It was called something else. Don't be cruel to young Jono. when Jono finishes his 5th year exams, he'll be going on a schoolies holiday to Queensland. No, he's not going to Queensland. That's right. He's not allowed to go there. He'll be going to Melbourne. No, he can't go to Melbourne. Jono can go to
All right, good night, Jono.
Lithgow, Dubbo. Yes, I think sport in general, all around the world, I know it sounds unfair to a certain extent, but they're just going through the motions. They understand it's not normal. And will next year be any different? Don't know. Good night, Harvey. Cold weather makes you tired, though. Mind you, we had a couple of big days. See what the boss is up to.
Falling asleep.
Just leave it there now.
Huh?
Just leave it on you
No,
all night.
no.
Go on, sing.
Baba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, yes, sir.
3
The
bags full.
full. One for the master, one for the dame. I know, Scarlett, but postal all over is been all over the place, Scarlett. I wouldn't worry. I mean, my daughter, before she had the baby, ordered a heap of stuff months in advance. And there was 2 months something didn't come, so she had to, the post office did a something or other. She got her money back, and then 3 months later the parcel arrived. And that was within Australia, so I wouldn't worry, Scarlett.
What's the balance of the restrictions on sport in Canada, VMAC? Because in Australia and in Victoria, nothing's happening at all. But in my state, the stadiums are full. We went on a wine cruise. It's normal here, but we're very fortunate. We don't take that for granted. We know at any given stage the little bugger could raise his head again. But can they have any crowds at the sports in Canada at the moment, or they've just kept the restrictions there? That's one reason they want to hold the grand final in the footy here, because we can have a full stadium. But it's unfair on a lot of other states.
Well, it is what it is. I know it's unfair, but basically they'll play where they can and make it safe and whatever.
Yeah, you can only do so much.
Have you got a tracking for it, Scarlett?
What's that?
The parcel, she says it's been over a month and I still haven't got it.
Yeah, we send parcels all year to all different people, but we always get tracking. It doesn't cost that much more. It tells you where it is in the world at any given time.
The tracking was free.
No, there was something else that we had them signed, didn't we?
Yeah, tracking's free.
Football teams have got some funny nicknames, haven't they? They're playing in empty forums. Well, that might be just the COVID-19 rules, I guess, in Canada. In only Victoria, they're not allowed to play anything. But in all the other states, they're playing. I think Brisbane has a cap on 15,000 at a stadium. We have 60 or 30 at the moment, going to 60. Other states can't have any at all. But they go hard here in Australia. Like Victoria had a week of 500 cases and they just shut the state down. If you're not an essential worker, you got told to go home and you would be paid $1,500 a fortnight. So they're getting paid. It's just the boredom of being locked up all the time. Talking about 8 million people. So That's just how it is. But we all did it. They're doing it again, but we all did it. We did it for about 6 weeks here, and we had in our state one local death, but that wasn't really local. It was a Chinese Australian who came back with the virus and died. All the rest have been off boats, cargo ships, or people flying in, off, coming from cruises. We've had 9 deaths in our state total, and that was in the first probably 4 weeks.
What the hell are you doing, VMAC?
What's that? Our slow pitch league started up. Is that for over 30s, BMAC? Where you throw underarm or something?
I got booted for my first game, but not suspended.
She's talking to Leroy, I think. Yeah, but having I can tell you as a player, I played sport, and having a big crowd just lifts the whole game. When you're in an empty stadium, it's very eerie.
Well,
so let's just be brutally honest here. Forget about the Leafs or whatever you want to call them. The Stanley Cup has been won by which, I know it's been either side of the border, but which Canadian ice hockey team is legendary the best? What would that be? You don't have to lie or fib. Obviously, there's a team that's been very successful. Who is it? Obviously, it's not the Leafs.
Sometimes it's more fun watching ice hockey than cricket. Canadian.
When I stopped playing the sport at a higher level, I played in an over 40s league. The problem is people forget, they still think they're playing in a real game. That people get shirt fronted, broken legs, smacked, fights. I'm thinking, supposed to be playing for fun now.
There you go, Canadians, they both freaking.
The Canadians, that's it, eh? Yeah, there's always one, isn't there? Like in Australia, there's a few teams that are pretty close to each other, but you'd have to say teams like Melbourne in history and Carlton. So there are teams that stand out. My team's only been in since 1987, and I was in the original squad, but I wasn't good enough. But they've won 5 premierships in those 33 years, which is pretty high in numbers compared to the other teams that have been playing for 160 years. It's funny, our first game of Aussie rules was played on this is true, I'm not making it up, was played on a pitch that was 1 mile long. And they had points and goals, 2 big goal posts and point posts either side. The winning score was 3 points. Mind you, it took them like 20 minutes to get it from one side to the other. I slid into second cleats up and got the royal boot. Well, you're going to stick your cleats up. You're going to cause controversy, VMAC. I don't know which would be more dangerous, your cleats or your fangs. 24 Stanley Cups. That's outstanding. But things change. Obviously, they don't win every Stanley Cup, and other Canadian sides get up. Scarlett has never been athletic.
No, me either, Scarlett. Never have I been a sporty person. I used to enjoy tennis and I did squash for a little while, but that's it.
I used to love sport. It's a good outlet.
I hated running races and I hated all that sort of stuff.
It's like the truth is, the Fleetwood Mac song, players only love you while you're playing. It's true. Your friendships dissolve when you leave. Maybe not straight away, but eventually you become part of what used to be.
I don't even excel in domestic engineering, Scarlett. I wasn't put on this earth to dust 24/7.
You don't dust at all. What are you talking about?
I do dust.
Where?
Excuse me?
Windows.
I don't like doing it, but I do it when I have to.
When have you last cleaned those?
When you can start to see that somebody's left a fingerprint or dust.
What about those windows over there?
Oh no, I don't do windows. Never have done windows.
Okay.
Anyway, most of that's on the outside. The rain will wash that off.
That's your theory, eh?
Yep.
Yes, I loved all types of sport. I played cricket, football, soccer, basketball for 25 years. Squash I played. What else? Just about every sport. Yeah, I swim like a fish.
I sink like a stone.
Mind you, I grew up in the ocean, basically. You can imagine when I was about 11 when someone brought down the beach a pair of goggles. Never seen them before. We always used to dive, just free dive. No flippers, just using these. And got these goggles and he said, have a go. So I went down and thought, wow, look at that. It's like basically going from the Stone Age to flying an aeroplane. You love your bicycle. You'll have to do a video on your bicycle, Scarlett. Leroy played in the All-Star trolling team. Wow. I don't think... Leroy can be articulate in his delivery, but he usually sometimes has a spear on the end of it. But there's nothing wrong with that from time to time. But, yeah, we all have that acrid side of us when we want to. Kayak and canoe. Yes, I used to love canoeing. Yeah, oysters are easy though. Come on, tell them the truth, me. A knife or a screwdriver. Sometimes the flathead screwdriver come in real handy. I used to wait for low tide up north where I used to live, and there had lots of reefs that would be exposed in low tide. Just used to walk out there, waste. I used to have a bit of salt, Worcestershire sauce, knife, oyster, salt, Worcestershire. But I don't think I'd do it now. But like I said, I used to eat a lot of them. Won't get any fresher. Straight off the reef. And I've never, like, I mean, a lot of people said you just got to swallow them. I used to chew the buggers going down. And the irony, if you think about it, Worcestershire sauce is made from oysters. Well, not all oysters, but it's part of the ingredients. I used to free dive a lot. I used to love it. No more than about 20 feet, though. That's if you've dived, 20 feet's deep enough. Oh, you rate clams. I was talking about oysters. You got to pry oysters off the sidewall. They don't come freely. Clams. Go down to a beach in Australia, and just as the water comes up to the edge and then recedes, you see little bubbles. No matter where you go, you just sit there and you wheel your hands down and look, clam, another clam, easy. But there's plenty of food in the ocean. We're probably a bit spoilt down here compared to where you are, VMAC. Cold water doesn't mean you don't have any of the things. You just don't have the massive variety in the subtropics and tropics. I think I did a video. I've got a sheet from the fisheries department showing some of our species, and I've caught most of them. There's thousands of different types of fish here. crayfish, lobsters, yabbies, marron, clams. Yeah, I've dived with a tank, but I'll be honest with you, it's cumbersome, particularly if you're only going down to reefs at about 20 foot. Just allows you to stay down longer.
No, couldn't do that either.
But I can hold my breath for a good 4 minutes, 5 minutes. So I could see a lot in that time anyway. But free diving just allows you to do a lot of things that you can't do with a tank. You have a lot of migratory. Yeah, you do. Yeah, we have migratory fish too, but we've got reefs everywhere. So we've got rivers that are full of fish, all different types, but the ocean is staggering. I'll do it again one day. I'll show you a chart on the fish that are just off my coast and up and down the coast. Of course, there's a lot of sharks here as well. We get blue crabs all year round. We call them blue mantas. Yeah, it doesn't take them long, Beamer. As a kid, we made a little stick with like a half hoop, 3/4 hoop with little jagged edges on it. And we used to get paid for these mussels, but we'd go down in the off season where the boats have been sitting. There was 50, 60 boats there all the time. And just on the anchor ropes, just a little basket underneath, you just rake down underwater. You'd pick, I don't know, 4 kilo off a rope. So that was the easy way to get them. And none of the fishermen minded because you were cleaning their rope. They had to do it themselves otherwise. I should find videos of my state for fishing and give you links on YouTube, because I know there's a lot of them. Reef fish are just far superior than freshwater. I think she's coming in again. But look at that. But we might end the stream shortly. So we'll probably go to bed. As well, it's 9:24. Yeah, the rope gets them. And if you, because I was taught by an old fisherman, he said, go down with this and you will see how easy it is. Because you used to try and pick them off, pain in the ass. But literally, you just hold the rope above and you just keep pulling and pulling and pulling with this little coil down the rope. And then you have big handfuls of mussels to bring up. So that's how I learned to do it.
That's a video from the Granite Mouth.
Where's that?
I just put the link in the room.
Oh, did you? Let's have a look. Oh, we'll have a look at that.
Sometimes you've got to give the link a couple of seconds.
This is a river that's an estuary. It's not always open. But this is fishing off the sand dunes at the mouth of the Granite. Oh, this is the Pinnacles as well.
Yeah.
Port Gregory, that's another great spot. That's just up the coast from here. Just having a quick flick through it. He's got a B-class van.
But on the side there, you've got other ones on Geraldton. So if you click on...
Oh, yeah, there'd be a heap of them
So
there.
if you clicked on one...
I can't see any Geraldton there at the moment.
At the top.
There's one.
So if you click on it...
Just on this one.
Yeah, just click on it.
This is Flat Rocks where I used to fish. The
And
Deweys out there.
if you go up the top and double click the whole bar,
I don't know what you're talking about.
up the top, the address bar.
Up here?
Yeah, let's go. Well, no, then right click and copy.
I'll put it in the room.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll try that. This place I've fished many times. It's called Flat Rocks. Have a look at that one.
All right. See you. Bye, mate.
All right, Mac. Have a good day. Yeah, but that's some of the country I used to fish. is catching tailor, which I'd never eat. They're quite big fish, but they're boring, mushy type fish. Good fighting fish, but not the fish I'd be going for, I'm afraid.
Right.
Yes, I think we'll be going to bed shortly.
It's not bad.
Yes, I wish I had cameras and things, 40 years ago. The videos I would have been taken, it'd be stunning. But they're all here. I've got them in here. All right, we're going to go toodaloo.
Bye.
Thanks for coming, and we'll catch all you up at a future date. So until then, bye-bye.